This is Ankahi TV, and I'm your host, Dr. Asaf Qadeer. And today we have a educational legend from Pakistan, the vice-chancellor of Fatima Jinnah University, Rawalpindi, Pakistan, Dr. Bushra Mirza. Welcome, Dr. Bushra Mirza, to our studios.
Thank you.
I would like to ask, what is your opinion as a vice-chancellor of the education conditions of Pakistan?
First of all, thank you very much for inviting me. Education in Pakistan is definitely a very important aspect in Pakistan's progress and its future. We have about 270 plus universities in Pakistan. There are private sector universities as well as public sector universities, and there are about 3 million students at the moment studying in various universities. I think if you look at the international rankings, Pakistan universities are like, we see a couple of universities in the top 500, and then we have some universities in the top 1000 or 1015. So I definitely agree that there is a lot which needs to be done, and our universities should be at a much higher place, maybe in top 200 or so. But considering that universities are facing several constraints, and we see there are financial constraints as well as some governance issues as well. So, I mean, I personally see that if you compare the budget which is provided to higher education and the universities, the funding which universities received, compared to that, probably if you compare that with any good universities in the world, probably I would say that the progress of universities is not that bad. We have competent faculty members. We have very enthusiastic, very intelligent students. I just feel that if they are given more support in terms of providing them better infrastructure, better facilities, they can do wonders.
What do you think are the most urgent reforms needed in our Pakistani education?
I think the education, higher education particularly, overall the world is facing a lot of challenges, and that's because of the rapidly changing job market, and we see every day new developments coming, and the requirements from the workforce is changing, and that's the employability of graduates require every day we see new skills are required for employability. Therefore, I personally feel that universities need to respond to that, and they need to understand the rapidly changing job market, and they must prepare their graduates for that. And for that, the most important component, we can change, we can definitely improve syllabi, we can definitely improve the infrastructure of the universities if we have enough resources. But the most important component, I personally feel, is faculty development. So faculty need to be at par, and they need to really improve themselves, and university need to focus on faculty development so that they are ready to prepare their graduates for the challenging environment which we are facing nowadays. So I think the most important thing is that how we can train our faculty, how we can develop the culture of lifelong learning so that they keep on improving themselves, and how we can retain qualified faculty in the universities, because that is also a challenge that sometimes we feel that we have good faculty members, but we are unable to retain them because we are not probably providing them the enough incentives which they deserve.
What do you think how the university can play a national role in policy making in Pakistan?
Well, I think universities are kind of like think tank for any country, and whatever research they conduct, and whatever is the outcome of their work, that must be incorporated in the policy making, and therefore it is very important that the policymakers and the university faculty, they come closer and work together, and therefore it would be ideal if the faculty members would conduct the research which is required, which is need of the country, and therefore their outcome is incorporated in the policy making. So there's a lot of effort needed to bridge that gap, to ensure that the research conducted in the university is relevant to the need of the policymakers, and policies are made according to their outcome.
What do you think, how the private and public partnership can help education of Pakistan?
I think public-private partnership is very important. Unfortunately, at the moment, we don't see many initiatives of public-private partnership in public sector universities. And probably that's because of, usually we don't have very clear-cut policies. And, vice-chancellors like me, to be honest, are sometimes very scared of the fact that the public-private partnership project may have some loopholes, and there might be some anomalies in the procedure which has been used, and that may result in some trouble for them, some litigation, some inquiries or something like that. So I think there is a lot of potential in public-private partnerships, but the procedure and the policies need to be made very clear so that the university administration feels more confident and comfortable in going through any venture. Usually it requires several approvals, some lengthy procedures, and sometimes not very clear procedures. So there are some gray areas in which, therefore, usually people like me are a bit, very conscious about going into public-private partnerships.
What do you think the barriers for the women in Pakistan for getting higher educations?
Well, I think I'm heading first women university in Pakistan. Fatima Jinnah Women University was established in 1998 as the first women university, and it was definitely a very success story, and that's why there were now we have about 18 women universities across Pakistan. So I think women universities particularly have played very important role in women higher education, because we still have a big chunk of our population, our traditional families who don't feel comfortable sending their daughters to co-education environment, and therefore women universities have played very important role. Otherwise also, I studied and taught in Quaid-i-Azam University, where we have a very good number of female students, and that number has increased over the years, and sometimes we have more than 50% of female students in universities like Quaid-i-Azam University. So I think there has been improvement, and women have come in the higher education. They are studying, as well as they are faculty members working at various levels. But usually the problem which women face is that they need some support, they need flexibility, they need, for example, in some of the universities, institutions, still we find there is no daycare center, and women have to deal obviously with their family situations and have to give them time and care as well. Therefore, we do find such situations where still women feel that uncomfortable or do not feel that they are getting the enough help which is required. But I think that's very important that you need, to be in a position like mine, you must have family support as well as support from the institution where you are working. Only then it is possible. And sometimes we feel that there is not enough support being provided by the family as well as from the institution, and that's why they face challenges.
Do you believe that gender segregation university are still necessary in Pakistan?
That's an interesting question. I think I do understand that this question is has been asked from me several times, that why we need women universities when obviously when we produce the graduates, the girls have to go to the practical life where they have to work in not a segregated environment. Therefore, we need to prepare them for that environment, and so probably such universities do not help. But in fact, the fact is that, as I said, we still have a huge population of Pakistan who belong to very traditional families, who do not feel comfortable sending their daughters to the co-education universities, and therefore these women universities, the only hope for those women to get higher education, because if women universities were not there, these girls would not have been able to get higher education. And also, I sometimes feel that in this segregated environment and all women universities, girls usually get much more chance to sort of use their full potential. For example, I sometimes tell my colleagues of Quaid-i-Azam University or Punjab University or the big universities like BZU or Karachi University, or I still see that they don't have any football team of female students or hockey team of female students. It's very rare for these universities to have football or hockey team of female students. But in women universities, we see that quite common. And the reason is because in women universities, they feel more comfortable and in such physical sports as well, which are very important for the grooming of any student. But in co-environment, even though they do study, but in situations like sports like football or hockey, you don't find any female team coming out of that. And in fact, in Fatima Jinnah Women University, we had students who actually not only played in the university team, but also played at international level. So that is another positive aspect I see of women universities, that women do get to show their full potential. But yes, I would hope and pray that a time comes when our families feel comfortable and we have such an environment in the universities where that we don't require any segregated university anymore. But at the moment, we do.
We do. Well, teachers like you and the women who are in lead position in education, how do you think women are playing a role to educate the young children and especially girls of Pakistan?
Well, I think obviously women having a very sort of nature of being mothers, they have that kind of nature of being good teachers as well. I'm not saying that male colleagues are not good teachers, but women are can be really good teachers, as well as they can be role model for, particularly if we are talking about girls, they can be a really good role model for them and be a source of inspiration. And so I think having women in senior positions, having women at as faculty members really helps to encourage female students to come to higher education and achieve their goals and achieve their dreams.
How do you ensure that the rural girls get the same kind of education in Pakistan?
Yes, I think obviously it's more challenging for the for boys or girls in rural areas, and it becomes even more difficult for girls. And that's one of the reasons that I always emphasize that we must have enough hostel facilities in the universities so that student can get accommodation within the university campuses, and that's how parents can feel comfortable. And sometimes we don't have enough space in the hostels because of limited resources, because of limited space, and therefore it becomes very challenging for the girls and their parents to take the decision that whether they should be sending their daughters to the universities or not. So I think the best way to help the students in the rural area, the girls in the rural areas, is to provide them the facilities in the universities so that they can feel comfortable in the university, as well as, there are nowadays a lot of other options as well. For example, we have Allama Iqbal Open University, we have virtual universities, which are really good universities for the remote or distant education, and that is also helping a lot to the female students to get education.
How does your university promote research in your education?
In our university, Alhamdulillah, Fatima Jinnah Women University is the only women university which started as a university, because rest of the women universities in Pakistan were mostly colleges which were upgraded to become universities. And so that is why being a university from day one, there has been a lot of emphasis on research, and therefore we do see most of our faculty members are PhD scholars. They have PhD degrees, and they are involved in research. They are involved in collaborative research with international organizations, various international universities in Europe and USA, and they have been or still conducting their projects with some really good scientists, renowned scientists of the world. We do provide incentives to them. In the last 1 year while I'm here, we have particularly paid emphasis on research, and therefore we are encouraging them to in various ways. For example, if they are involved in research and producing good research papers, publications, we reduce their teaching workload. This is one way of giving the incentive. And similarly, of course, they have to have good publications to get promoted, as well as to get other financial incentives. So, we sort of try to, first of all, help them, facilitate them to conduct the research by providing some research grants or providing the research, improving their research facilities. And then, of course, we try to reward them for the research work they have conducted, so that they get an incentive to do better in future.
How do you evaluate the current state of research in all the universities of Pakistan?
That's a very interesting question, actually. I've spent some time in Higher Education Commission, and I was heading Research Innovation Division, and we have devised the policies at HEC, and there is a lot of emphasis in Higher Education Commission to ensure that the research being conducted in the universities in Pakistan is of good quality, as well as it is relevant to the need of the country. Because that we always talk about academia industrial linkage, and that is actually based on the concept that the higher education institutions should be involved in the research, which can be helpful in solving the problems of the industry, local industry, and the community. Therefore, in Higher Education Commission as well as in the universities, we are trying our best to ensure that the faculty members conduct research which is of good quality, published in good prestigious journals, or should be a research which is helping in solving some local problems or helping the community and industry. And interestingly, in fact, recently, nowadays actually, Higher Education Commission, with the help of British Council, is in the process of developing research excellence framework, and I'm part of that actually steering committee which is developing that framework, and it is based on the framework research excellence framework which was developed by UK for the UK universities, and obviously we are not just going to adopt it, but we want to adapt it according to the need of our country, and therefore that sort of preparation of that research excellence framework is in the process, and the basic objective of that framework is to ensure that our researchers, I really hope that framework gets first of all prepared soon and then implemented in true letter and spirit, to ensure that our faculty member conduct good quality research which is relevant to the need of the country.
What in your view the policy is needed to stop the brain drain? A big thing for Pakistan, can you elaborate some of the policies that we can make that the excellent students that you graduate do not do a brain drain for Pakistan?
I think that's a very important question, because it's not just the students, but earlier I mentioned retention of faculty members, and we do find that even the faculty members which we have in the universities, they leave because they find better opportunities abroad, and therefore they do not continue with us for very long. And I think of course universities need to provide them the incentive, provide them the facilities so that they can conduct the research of their expertise, but I think it's the whole ecosystem which is required at the national level to ensure that we can stop this brain drain. And I don't blame students if they, our graduates, they leave the country and go abroad, because it's their right to find better opportunities for them and explore whatever avenues are available to them. But it is our duty as the institutions at the national level to ensure that we provide them the environment which is needed for them to thrive here in Pakistan. I think that there is a lot of attention required to look at this, to ensure that in the country we have job employment or job employment opportunities, or if they want to go into the entrepreneurship side, there are enough incentives and that ecosystem is available which can help them to sort of progress. And that is the way we can retain the brain drain. Otherwise, yes, we are seeing, but I mean, it's okay if they go abroad and get higher education and get experience, and then they should come back and contribute to the economy of the country. Or even if they stay abroad, sometimes they are still able, as I see, a lot of Pakistani community in USA, in Europe, that sometimes even being abroad, they are able to contribute more than what they would have if they were in Pakistan. So, I think at the end of the day, idea should be that our children, our next generation, should have this in their mind, the patriotism and to the desire to contribute to their country, which has obviously helped them to reach to the stage where they are. So, it's better that they stay in Pakistan or they come back to Pakistan. But even if they don't, it's okay as long as they are well-wishers of the country and they are able to contribute to the country wherever they are.
The climate change, environmental issue is all over the world. Pakistan is no exception. As a matter of fact, Pakistan is more affected than many other countries. True. Do your university have any plan of curriculum to be included about the environment changes, to make their awareness or to educate them about this?
Yes. In fact, in Fatima Jinnah Women University, if I speak of my university, we have a big department. In fact, one of the strongest department of the university is Environmental Sciences Department, in which a lot of research is going on to about how environment can be protected. For example, to get rid of the plastic waste and biodegradable plastics and things like that. And also we have an environmental society of students in the university. So even those students who are not part of the environmental sciences department, they can be part of that society, and through that society the students are and the faculty members try to create awareness about the environment. We also provide some projects also to conduct research work, as well as to conduct some community work. I'm very proud of my faculty members who have been conducting some research projects in collaboration with some US universities in creating women environmentalists, particularly because it's a women university. So we have been involved in creating that awareness, and through various activities, through various curriculums or seminar or workshops.
What about the climate change and the floods? There are 7 highest tall peaks are in Pakistan. They are loaded with glaciers, and recent floods have really put a big hand on economy of Pakistan. Do you think your curriculum includes to address that?
Yes, I think everybody knows that Pakistan is at one of those most high risk countries as far as climate change is concerned, and having those glaciers which are being melted is a big red flag for a country like Pakistan. But yes, we have such courses in which it is being students are getting the education and getting awareness, and also we have National Disaster Authority, and our students are working there as interns, and we are conducting projects in collaboration with that. But I think efforts are needed at the national level or even at international level, obviously, because we are living in a global world, in a sort of global village in which every country is connected with that, and no country can develop without the development of other countries as well. So like COVID has shown us that it is like you can't isolate, or your development cannot be sustainable if it is not inclusive. And therefore climate change is also one of those issues in which nations have to work together, and so are the institutions, and also of course within the institutions. So everybody needs to hold hands and play their part whatever they can to create awareness, to try to make the difference.
Would you share with our audience some of the successful research projects or any other projects that your university is proud of?
As I said, earlier, that one of the research project which our university, environmental sciences, because we are talking about climate change, one of the research project which has been conducted in our university is relevant to some biodegradable plastic. So we feel that is a very important project, and it is helping, will definitely make a difference. Similarly, our computer sciences students are very talented, and they have been involved in creating some softwares which are very helpful. For example, there was one artificial intelligence tool in which can be used to convert any text into the local languages, because at the moment there are not very many facilities available for the artificial intelligence tools to work in the local languages. So that is another project which I feel very proud of, because this is first of all, usually we see that women are not, we don't see very many women in STEM education, in technology. So this is a project which is based on technology, as well as it's a project which is which involves our culture and our heritage, and which can help our local communities. So our software engineering and computer sciences department has developed several tools which can be very helpful for the local communities, which we feel really proud of.
As a vice-chancellor of Fatima Jinnah Women University, what is your vision for the next 10 years for the university?
Well, definitely, I would like to see our university in, at the moment we are in top 500 plus QS Asia ranked university, but we would like to see our university in the QS ranking top 500. And it's very ambitious to say that, but it is. I see that the kind of potential our students have and the faculty members have, it is achievable, and we would like to definitely see more sort of advanced level, the emerging fields being incorporated in our university programs. And so we have a new campus being established where we do intend to sort of expand and develop new programs. So definitely we would like to have state-of-the-art labs and the most modern programs being launched in the university, as well as having the facilities for the students in terms of the academic requirement as well as for the extracurricular activities.
You know where you stand today with a long meritorious record and a career. What is your advice for the future educators for Pakistan?
Well, I think as a teacher, I would advise every teacher to try to earn respect among their students by investing in them in terms of lifelong learning. Because, I feel that the way knowledge is expanding and evolving, it's a very tough time for the teachers. They have to work very hard to ensure that they have up to the mark their knowledge and expertise. But they must do that to ensure that they are able to perform the function which they are supposed to perform in educating their children, and only then they would be able to earn the respect as a teacher. So I think that would be, I have always, thought of being, always tried to be a good teacher, to earn respect of the students, by keeping my knowledge updated, as well as being empathetic with the students, and trying to help them out to make sure that they become good graduates, good citizens when they leave the institution. So that would be my message to all the teachers out there.
You know that Houston, we have established Quaid-i-Azam Foundation USA, Jinnah Library. Yesterday, you were the honored guest there where you spoke about education in Pakistan. And you also visited the library and the Jinnah's collection of 300 plus books, which are the largest collection of books on Jinnah under one roof. What is your impression of your visit to Jinnah Library and Quaid-i-Azam Foundation USA?
Honestly speaking, I don't have words to express I was thoroughly impressed by the enthusiasm I have seen among the people, and particularly the Quaid-i-Azam Foundation. And that library is extremely impressive. I mean, I haven't seen, as you said, I haven't seen in Pakistan any single library with that much collection of very valuable resources which you have gathered there. It's very rare collections. So I enjoyed looking at those, even photographs, and the way the whole library has been decorated or established, and it creates a very special ambience. I mean, I really enjoyed being there, and I'm thoroughly impressed, and I really admire all those efforts which all the organizers or the contributors or the founders of that library have. All that effort which has been put together, it's highly impressive. I don't have word to say, to express my feelings, but it's highly appreciated.
Thank you for joining us today. We highly appreciate your coming. Your coming to Houston puts a new wave, the women leadership, and we want you to come again and again to energize the young girls in Houston who are Pakistani diaspora, you being the role model for them. If you have any message for the young Estonian girls who want to be educated tomorrow, you can give a message here.
Well, I think, girls, Pakistani girls Pakistani children are very talented, and I think my message is that they should use their full potential and have confidence, and they are best to none. So go for it and get what is there for you, and you can. There is no reason you can't. So I wish best of luck to everyone.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bushra Mirza, who is the vice-chancellor of Fatima Jinnah University, Rawalpindi, Pakistan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you.